Welcome to the Musing Moon Meditation. This Musing Moon is brought to us by the season of Libra, a full moon in Aries, ruled by the planet Mars. So this full moon is also known as the Hunter's Moon. It's one of the few full moons that doesn't really take its name from folklore, if you will. It's always the full moon that follows the harvest moon. So an Aries moon is always fiery, it's hot-headed, it's quick to anger, sometimes on the side of our ego, and rarely does it have a filter for things they believe in. They're oftentimes competitive and they love to be the best, sometimes at the detriment to those around them. So it's naturally bold and it's this ambitious sign, lots of energy, plenty of enthusiasm. So Aries is either a joy to be around, a bundle of radiant energy, or is deliberately combative. There is rarely an in-between. So this will be the defining energy of the mood of this full moon. The core theme should be considered action. The radiating energy of Aries can be innovating, pushing us to make changes, the ones we need to make and also the ones we need to take. Or it can be this irrational and jump the gun, so to speak, in the moment of anger. So what's the distinction? Making the changes that we need to make are the ones that benefit us holistically and lead to a healthier and happier life. So with this full moon being fiery and ambitious, the energy might be pushing us to act. Make sure that with this full moon that you are using it to energetically take the leap to move you, to take the action you've always wanted to take. It might feel good to pick a fight in the moment with a friend on a disagreement or use words to slam your boss with some negative feedback on something you're working on. But you really want to ask yourself, are these actions that will ultimately align you with what's best for you? And remember, Aries is an energy that has this tendency to do as it pleases, regardless of the detriment that it actually causes. So don't allow the detriment to be at your own expense. Instead, take that energy of I can do anything and channel it to assist you to believe in yourself authentically and act with intention of letting go of things that no longer serve you in the interest of greener pastures or the greatest good. So have you always wanted to start your own business? Have you been thinking of going back? Have you been wanting to make the first move? So just allow Aries to embolden you to take a leap of faith. And remember that full moons are the climax of the current moon. It's the crest of that bell curve to the point where tensions can reach a breaking point and you can harvest the seeds of those manifestations that you were sowing at the new moon. So just be mindful of your words and don't allow yourself to become easily inflamed. It's a time of illumination, literally and also figuratively, where the hidden influences at work will easily come to the surface. Again, just allow yourself to be assertive in your own best interest. So with the season of Libra and the retrogrades coming to an end, October lifts us from the spell of transformation, Pluto, the vibration of Saturn in Aquarius, and the bounty of Jupiter in Aquarius as well, and the mindfulness of Mercury. So there's so much energy being offered to us under this full moon to the point where we might start to feel a little overwhelmed. The energies are intense, but they offer us some wisdom, some healing, and also some insight as well. Sometimes, it feels like we are being stretched to our limits in order to put our foot down, to speak our truth, set our boundaries, and at an effort, taking the effort to really shift a situation. So in essence, that's what the full moon is calling us to do. It's calling us to take affirmative action. But with Pluto and Mars, it might be a little bit tricky to know what action actually to take. Sometimes these planetary forces, these energies, can see us acting from a place of our ego, Aries, in an effort to take control, Saturn. So these forces can also trigger our darker, more heated emotions escalating, causing us to lash out or even be a little bit forceful. It can help us to keep in mind under the energies of this Aries moon But don't let it keep you from taking action if it feels like it's the right thing to do. Being that this is a very assertive energy, sometimes we have to be firm, stand our ground, and communicate our own personal needs. So if you're faced with making some tough decisions under this full moon, there are a few things that actually can assist and help. The first is to see where you might be leading with fear in your own personal driver's seat. Mars being this fearless kind of warrior energy, when this energy is strong, it can be a magical time to overcome some of our deeper seated fears. It can also be a great time to put on your warrior helmet and find a new level of confidence within yourself as well. So if you have to take some action, think about where fear might be guiding your decisions and see if any of that fear is justified or simply linked to those insecurities from the past. So see if you can acknowledge the fear, or on the other side of it, you might just find the next step actually to take. I always say that there is magic on the other side of fear. Another little quick tip is under this energy is to think about the ways that you have transformed and also rebirthed yourself over the course of this entire year. What would the new you, the new birthed you, do? What do you want to be in the situation? So thinking of things from this vantage point or from this perspective might help you to shift out that old habits of the past, the old narrative, and instead embrace new habits that are a result of any rebirthing that you have actually gone through. Sometimes there's no such thing as the right decision, right? Instead, it's just about making the best decision that we can also make. And at the end of the day, every decision and action that we take is truly an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to shift our life in a new direction. On a deeper level, this full moon might be guiding us to think about what goals or values that we wish to let go of. Because it falls in the sign of Aries, we might be taken back to earlier this year when we set some intentions, or maybe we had some well-meaning plans about what this year was going to look like for us, like the stage of the beginning of the year. So at this stage that we're at, we might be feeling proud of ourselves for accomplishing all of the things that we have. And we might also be feeling upset that this year didn't really turn out the way that we thought it would. So regardless of where you stand, this full moon is really a bit of a reality check in a way, assisting us to reassess some of our goals and our dreams and what we have been doing or not been doing in order to actually achieve them. So do your goals and dreams that you made earlier in this year still resonate with where you want to be heading in your life? If so, this full moon might assist you to make some productive steps. But if not, it might help you to really overcome or to come to terms with the fact that it's time to kind of move on and maybe perhaps set your sights somewhere else. So trust your intuition and where you feel guided. But if you can recall those intentions that you set under the Aries new moon back in April, now would be a great time to revisit them and see how they have manifested or played out over the course of the last few months. So just looking back and assisting us to now look forward and to think about what needs to be shared, what needs to be released, and even adjusted so we can continue to move in harmony with the directions that our life is actually flowing into. So while there's still some strong action-based energy under this full moon, there's also another softer, subtle energy that we can actually tune into and connect actually as well. So it's the asteroid of the spirit medicine. So it carries this feminine energy that can also remind us to connect with our spiritual side and to honor the soul part of our journey. Sometimes it can feel like we're having two lives or we're living two lives. We have our human self that has to navigate this 3D world in a way, and all of those ups and downs and all the things that it brings. But we also have a spirit self as well that knows that everything is ultimately perfectly and always manifesting exactly as it should be. So sometimes it's really hard to create this bridge between these two energies, these two beings. So within this energy, it's encouraging us to view things from a spiritual perspective, to get out of our 3D thinking and actually looking beyond to the place where our heart, where we know that everything is always just as it should be. So the spirit medicine energy is like this sweet spot, if you will, that we can find when we are in a deep meditation. It's the peace, the stillness, the calm, and the love that we feel when we reconnect with this true essence of actually who we are. So if nothing else, under this intense full moon, see if you can connect with this energy. See if you can move past the limitations of our soul's human life and look beyond to the soul's energetic perspective. Just spending time in meditation, doing art, listening to music, or connecting with your soul essence in whatever way that actually feels right for you, that resonates for you. You want to honor and nourish this aspect of your soul and the journeys that you've actually mapped out for yourself, even though, life can sometimes be full of hardship. There's a reason our souls have chosen this path that it's been on and in this timeline. And, it doesn't magically make everything better to realize it, but it can also assist us to find a new perspective and to remember that Earth is just a temporary school. It's Earth's school. It's a playground, if you will. So with this full moon, it's bringing this intense wave of energy. It might stir this tension, but also inspire us to take affirmative action on something that's no longer working in our lives. We might feel our emotions get heightened or find ourselves coming face to face with some fears that are finally ready. We're ready to overcome them. So with all of this energy brewing and percolating, I'm going to share a little ritual that's designed to literally reconnect you with the intention and the desires of your heart. By connecting with our heart, we can make clear decisions and be sure that we're actually following the essence of our true heart's calling, no matter what's unfolding around us. So some items that you're going to need would be something like herbs, essential oils, or really any tools that you use to cleanse your auric field. You'll also need 4 candles, can be any color, a bowl of salt water, a pen and some paper, and also do the meditation at the end of this podcast. So you can do this ritual before or during October 17th through the 29th. You can also use cleansing tool of your choice to cleanse your auric field, and also you can use it to cleanse your surroundings. And you can also, if you like or feel called, as you cleanse your auric field, I have this little mantra that you can recite. It's, I lift away all that is heavy and all that is no longer mine to carry. I infuse my beingness with the power of love. I am cleansed. I am whole. I am in complete alignment with my soul. And repeat it again. I am cleansed. I am whole. I am in complete alignment with my soul. And as you cleanse your surroundings, you could also feel free to say something like, I cleanse from this space all that is heavy, dark, and no longer needed. The energy of my space is aligned, clear, and free to flow. Only my light now fills my home. Only my peace now fills my home. My home is a sanctuary of love and light. The energy of my space is aligned, clear, and free to flow. So after you've cleansed and you've set up your little ritual space, your ritual then would be to light the candles and place them in a square shape on the floor or on a table, and take the bowl of salt water and place it in the center of the square of those candles, and have your pen and your paper to the side. And you really want to get nice and you really want to get comfortable, and then gently just begin rubbing your heart center, the area of your heart, in a circular motion to your left. So in a clockwise direction. If you imagine a clock face up on your chest to start activating the energy. And you can go ahead and repeat the circles if you can for about 1 to 2 minutes or 100 times to really get the flow going. Absolutely. And then you should begin feeling a gentle hum or a buzz of energy. But just know it's okay if you don't. You've done nothing wrong. And the next thing you want to do is place your hands in a prayer position and rest them against your heart center. And then close your eyes and take about 10 to 20 deep breaths. And as you breathe, imagine your heart center just opening up. And you can imagine it as this flower just budding open, if you will, or as a bowl of white or pink light that gradually just gets bigger and bigger and bigger in its own sphere. And then if you are able to, or if you're not the best person, to visualize, some people have trouble with visualization, you could also just silently repeat to yourself, I am now opening my heart center to release and unlock my heart's true desires. So now that you're very nice and you're very nicely relaxed, it might take another 10 to 20 more deep breaths, and gently and quietly just ask your heart to show you or tell you what its desire is. And also ask your heart, what does it need from you? You might see it written through words or as a vision. You might hear it be spoken to you, or, you might even just get that gut feeling or an inner knowing. So just trust whatever feelings or messages arrive and don't judge anything. Just literally keep it very simple. And then take your pen and your paper and begin writing down whatever messages are unfolding so you can actually remember them for later. Feel free to write as much or as little as you feel called to. And once you're done with that aspect, this kind of journaling aspect, using your finger, begin swirling the bowl of salt in any direction your heart is called to while you repeat this, or, feel free to say whatever you want in the moment. I release, I wash away the fears of yesterday. I release myself from the obstacles holding me back. I forgive and I let go of the past and know that I no longer need to carry it with me. I wash away my fears and I replace them with the wisdom of my heart's desire. So my heart's desire of whatever that is for you now, say that out loud, and then that's your heart's desire. And just know that your heart's desire now flows through you and leads you at every turn. Nothing's impossible as long as I am following my heart's authentic desire. So then you take the bowl of water, salt water, to the sink and gently pour it over each of your hands like you're literally washing them. Dry your hands, and then that's when you're going to do this Aries full moon meditation, which I will guide you through. And just receive an intuitive message. You can then close the ritual by, putting out your candles. You can keep your journal in a safe space to remind yourself, of what your heart did desire. Or you can choose to burn it using the flames of the candles, but just be sure to, if you choose to burn that message, do it in a safe space, a safe container, a separate bowl of water. Just have that nearby, so you could put your papers in there after they have turned to ash, basically. So I'm now going to share or give some insight into each of the signs and where this full moon is going to activate for you. And then we will do the Musing Moon meditation. So Aries are activating with the sun in Mars, a new partnership or marriage approach. So you're moving forward now. It's literally a new partnership or marriage, a new paradigm, like a new way of partnering. You could actually be ending a partnership or marriage that would also be, I think, considered or possible under this particular transit, or you could be activating a new way of mastering your relationships to yourself. So some self-mastery, committing to bringing the best out of yourself. The best out of yourself, a long-term relationship for yourself, where you ignite real change, is with your character and image. This would be the end of an old image and the birth of a new image. birth of a new action plan, something to plan to do or be seen in doing so. So the full moon really is this igniting of change, this ignition of change of character and image. And with Jupiter going direct at the 22nd degree, you'll also now be transforming your social ambition. So who you are in the world, would you be in the world, or how you are known in the world. This is going to be with what actually transforms, and probably it's going to be tied to the partnership or marriage and tied to this new character image. Taurus. Tauruses are activating and changing a new relationship to their lifestyle. This is a newer, higher quality of life. It could be your work life, new routines, a new way of living in a more balanced and even more harmonic world. So you're moving forward and activating relationship changes to your day-to-day life, or actually your performance. You might be seeing harmony perform differently and do something else to perform differently. It's like, I can't work this way anymore. I need more equipment, or I need help, or I need assistance. So it's a lifestyle work transformation. It's going to be activated with the Sun and Mars in Libra now, and also with the full moon in Aries. This means for you that you're creating basically a new character or an image when it comes to your relationship to God, your God characteristics. You're going to see God differently, or characterize your fate differently. You're going to characterize your relationship to the higher realms of the angels differently. So this is the ending of an old character and the birth of a new character. When it actually comes to your relationship to God and your higher self, that's what's going to ignite the change, is the change of faith and this change of fate. So you feel like your fate has changed, and this lifestyle change that you're working on is turning into transforming your dimensions of legacy, career, retirement. So this lifestyle is going to make a better retirement for you, a better career, a better legacy, a better leader, ambition, as well as with Jupiter at the 22nd degree for 20 more days. It's going to be transforming your career, legacy, retirement plans as a result. Geminis are going to be actively changing when it comes to personal dreams, children, or romance, creative projects, or, so you're actually moving forward to change your relationship to personal dreams and what your heart wants to create in the world. So this is moving forward with like new dreams, new relationships, new romance, new personal dreams. The full moon in Aries for you is going to actually ignite change when it comes to your social ambition. You're going to become a new person in the world, a new character in the world, a new image in the world. So what you're known for doing in the world. So social ambition is really where you are going to ignite your change, and where the changes are being ignited with this full moon to go for your personal dreams. We'll be trining into a new modified life purpose. So Jupiter at 22 degrees for you means that your purpose of life, with what you're known to do in life and what you want to be in life. So this actually will end up changing as a result of your heartfelt dreams are now moving forward onto the next level. Cancers are elevating relationship change to the next level of security. You're going to look at home and family differently to make moves with your home and family. You're going to change how you ground yourself, or maybe security, how you look at money in the bank or security in retirement. So sometimes it's like something material that makes up that emotional security, but you're activating change when it comes to your home, family, emotional security. Where you're going to end up igniting change with the full moon is with legacy in retirement, become a new character at work, and a feeling. You get a new chapter of your career. Maybe you're going to feel a new chapter of parenting, a new chapter of legacy. So it's career, legacy, and what you do and work. This is going to be what what ends up changing your character or changing your image at work. Now, your emotional channel, bringing home and family and plans, these are actually trining into your total life transformation. And this begins, again, another 20-day transformation of your life. And this could be your entire life for one aspect of your life, or the security of your life, or where you feel you should be intimate, or where you should trust people in your life. So it's a life transformation of changing. Leos are going to be moving forward with a new relationship with their attitude on life. So it's a new attitude on life, and you're going to be moving forward with a new way of thinking, a new algorithm maybe, a new intellectual property perhaps. Going to maybe write a new film, or you're going to write a new book, or create a new show. Like, Leos are kind of known for being show business-like anyway. So it might be it's like something creative that you create, an intellectual property, writing, so you can activate this relationship change to an attitude on life, where we're going to ignite this change and really see the change of characters, how you characterize your life's purpose. That's what's going to change. The image around your life purpose is going to shift and change what you put out there in the world for people to see as far as your meaning and purpose. It's going to change to see a meaningful change in your purpose, or in your overall big picture of what you believe. And this attitude on life is going to trine into a total dimensional shift of long-term relationships. So with this new attitude comes in, you get a new relationship pattern, a new way of relating, a new type of personality, a new way of personally relating, to find it for the next 20 days with Jupiter at 22 degrees. Your plans for a long-term relationship transformation. As a result, it's tied into this attitude on life, a new attitude on life. Virgos are making a change in their material abundance. So moving forward with money, finance, manufacturing, or something new added to the menu. Manifestation, or something to create a new material gain. It could be a job that brings money, or material productive sort of thing, producing, where you're going to have a character change or ignite change in your life is actually going to be in personal boundaries, trust, sexuality, or intimacy. So you're going to have a real ignited change of what you trust, who you're intimate with, who you let in the front door. So you probably have an image, and this could be sexual partners, as it could also be someone that you're really close to. But what needs to change in all sorts of changes with your life are those things that are tied to personal boundaries. This material abundance part of yourself is actually moving forward. It's actually trining into a quality of lifestyle. So your lifestyle is going to go through a transformation. Any dimensional shift that you're working, perform the way you perform, who your people, who you meet in your day-to-day, what's your schedule like it's your personal lifestyle. It's going to be transforming dimensions for the next 20 days following this full moon. Libras, happy birthday, Libra. You're moving forward with a new character or a new image. So this is a new way of putting yourself out there. Anyway, like in behaving, this new way of acting, and in doing so, moving for a new birthday, getting an upgraded version of yourself. But you're really going to be changing yourself and activating changes in how you relate to everyone in the day-to-day life. Where you feel this full moon igniting for you for this bigger change is with marriage and partnerships. So there's this real change. The way in which you maybe got married, the way your partners approach you, or with the face of marriage and partnerships, what's going on literally, it's the imagine or the image of partnership. So this is what's going to go through a character transformation, is your marriage. How you are, who you marry, or it actually could also just be self-mastery Or how do you do your own mastery of yourself? How do you master being who you are? So your character image change is turning into personal dreams. So your heart's aspect, a project that like lights you up, but you want to manifest in your personal dreams. So this is going to go through this entire new transformation of dimensions, a whole dimensional shift for the next 20 days. So you're going to end up changing like your children, what you create, what you want to be in, or what your heart wants to really leave behind as gifts. I'm actually, over the next 20 days, it's kind of tied to your character and image change of what you're doing actually. Scorpios. Now, Scorpios are really going to go through a new activation of their relationship to God in their higher realms. So you're going to move forward a new sense of faith and also your sense of fate, a new sense of destiny. So that's where you're moving forward with. That's the action that you're going to be taking. That's your relationship to it. It's a new relationship to God, faith, the angels, and destiny. So where this is going to be really igniting or an ignition of change is going to be in your lifestyle. So it's like your work, your day-to-day, where you live or you have lived in the day-to-day, in your body. So this is where you're really going to really ignite change, is in your day-to-day lifestyle. And that change from God, those higher dimensions, those higher realms. So this turns into a transformation of your emotional security. So for the next 20 days through to the beginning of your birthday, you're going to have this huge transformation of home, family, foundation, what brings you authentic emotional security. This emotional security is a direct result of this new relationship to God, the God channel in the higher realms. Sagittarius. Sagittariuses are going to activate relationship change, their social ambitions. They're going to be going through something else in the world. You're going for the reputation of the world. That might be different. The audience you might see, maybe a different way of branding yourself, different marketing strategies. So how you are socially putting yourself out there in the world, that's where your relationships are going to change in society. And at large, this is going to ignite with your own personal dreams, your own love affairs, your own romantic life, your own relationships to your children. So you see real change ignited from personal dreams, your personal creativity, your projects, and your relationships to children or your gifts for mankind. Your social and even your very mission is going to trying into a complete dimensional shift of your attitude and your mindset. So for the next 20 days following this full moon, you're actually going to see that your attitude, your thoughts, the way you think about things, that intellectual mindset, the language that you use in your mind, you're going to get a reset. And that's going to happen now. And then you're going to see yourself in society differently, in both your personal dreams and romance. Capricorns are changing their relationship to career, legacy, and retirement based on the things they do better. So you're basically changing your long-term plans, your long-term goals. You're going for new long-term goals. They have a new relationship with. They're going to be making long-term goals. So you have a new intention with your long-term goals. This then ignites change in your home, family, or emotional security. So something's going to change in your home, in your family as a result of this change. Legacy, retirement, ambition, the change now because of the legacy retirement stuff. This is going to ignite a transformation with money, manifestation, or material gains in abundance. So for the next 20 days, this full moon, you're just a major ball of transformation of money, your finances, your ability to create projects, maybe even your business if you own a business. Aquariuses are going to now be activating a new relationship to their life purpose, their purpose in life. It's as if it has a new meaning, and they're now going for a different purpose. They're going for a different expression in their soul's story. They're going after its new long-term story of their lives. To the soul you're born to live. So this is a new story, actually, that you're born to live and you're not moving towards. So there's a new story that your life is about, a new narrative. So where this is going to ignite is with your own mental attitude. So this is going to be a different way of thinking, a different way of communicating. It's going to ignite a different way of new intellectual thoughts that you create. You might intellectualize something entirely new. You're really going to ignite changing your thinking, your thoughts, your attitude, and your language as a result of going out to this new meaning and finding this new purpose. The purpose, what is the new meaning and the purpose that you're actually going after, it's going to trine into a new rebirth of your character, an image for the next 20 days. So find this full moon, your character, your image is going to go through a complete metamorphosis. You're going to be like a caterpillar into the butterfly, where you're starting to begin to see this new person that you're going to become. With Saturn will actually take some time to reach this point, this aspect. So, it's a character, an image. It's going to probably have about a 2-year complete transformation. And whatever this new character image is, it's probably going to be what you have going for the end all kind of thing. And then we have Pisces. Pisces are now activating changes in their relationship to personal boundaries. So they're actually moving forward with a complete life change. So this could be a change of your entire life, every aspect of your life, your intimate life, if you're in a relationship, everything, your financial life, could be your house. So it's basically all of your personal boundaries, changing everything around, in, and about you because of this boundary, this transformation. Where does it ignite change? It's going to ignite real change in your life. It's going to be in the financial abundance. So money manifestation, business, this all ends up igniting how you actually make money. A full change in how you make money, what you make, what you produce, what you're known for producing, and what your overall global values are. So just working about this transformation, it's actually going to trine into a complete dimensional shift with your relationship to God. So for the next 20 days, this full moon, you're going to see a total spiritual makeover when you see an entirely new way of viewing God, a new way of viewing the angels, a new way of seeing yourself, or even your higher self, your Sira. So you're not being in this new relationship to higher spirituality, because basically that's what you're all about, is you're all about spirituality. So one could say that for Pisces, this is actually going to be the most powerful change that you've had in your entire life. So with all of that, and I feel like that was a lot, however, we're going to do 9 calibrated breaths, actually 10, through the crown, all the way down into the sacral, and then release into the root center. So on the first inhale, we're going to inhale protected space that encompasses our entire beingness. So inhale through the crown to the sacral. Hold for a pause of 3. Release into the root as you exhale. Inhale through the crown. The love that you have for yourself in your actions, in your characters. To your sacral. Hold for a count of 3. Go down to the root and exhale. Inhale through the crown. how you feel about your new actions and your new character. Into the sacral. And as you release through the root, inhale through the crown. What you believe about this new action and this character. Into the sacral. Hold for a count of 3. Exhale through the root. Inhale through the crown. A new character in action in where you belong, in law of attracting this new character and this action to your sacral. Hold for a count of 3. Release through the root. Inhale through the crown. All the new attitudes and the new characters and the new behaviors. A new mindset. Down to the sacral. Hold for a count of 3. Release through the root center. Inhale through the crown. All the way down to the sacral. And just open up and receive all the goodness from the galactic corridor. Hold for a count of 3. Exhale, release through the root center. Inhale through the crown, your spiritual connectivity, bringing in an uplifted dimensional shift to the being that you're meant to become in your actions and your character, and carry this all forward for the next 20 days. Hold it in the sacral for a count of 3. And exhale through the root center. Thanks for joining me for this Musing Moon meditation. And as always, I will see you on the other side. Inshallah and Ashe. Blessings to you. Make it a magical full moon in Aries, the hunter's full moon.